Hello and welcome to after watching the finals of the T20 World Cup. What a player, mate! What a player! Ben Stokes from 2016 Kolkata to Melbourne. What a player! Coming straight to the Vankur, uh, you would imagine at the end of the day, after ups and downs and almost 3 weeks of cricket, the most deserving side has lifted the cup today.
Very much, yes. So, first question to you, Shankar. I mean, is the accent all because of the cap that you're wearing, the baggy green?
No, the accent is because all of these matches were
English
played in Australia,
in
and I
Australia
had to
might.
say this what a player, mate, right? But I'm
Right.
back to normal. But it couldn't have been better or sweeter for England to win in Australia, and
Absolutely.
sweeter for Ben Stokes to win the 2021, in fact, 19 World Cup while he was there till the end and even today.
Exactly. I mean, we'll talk at length about this guy, the phenomenon Ben Stokes. But I think this kind of inning suits him. The small little scores wherein you don't have the scoreboard pressure much. I mean, he is known to play all kinds of bowling. He can play spin, he can play pace. He's showed that all the year round. And these small little totals wherein it has to be around 100 strike rate that he scores at is right up his alley. So he does not have to hit the ball like the other English batsmen so free willingly does. He can build up the innings and at the end he can go berserk like he's shown all the way through. So yeah, I mean most deserved team has won, but I'm very happy with the tough fight that Pakistanis gave in. I mean, they were really tigers on the field. It's of course, I mean, the batting is woefully out of form. Showed by the top three, top four. You can't just go out there and hit. I mean, you've been clicking all the tournament. You just can't think that you can hit from ball one. So a bit of cricketing sense has to be also brought into their kind of game. So batting is not their forte. Let's accept it. Pakistan is not a good batting side, but what a bowling side! Man. What a bowling side!
Yep. And with that many fast bowlers, Gopal, you remember last time we spoke briefly about this, and I said that it's a big ground, and England is will have the edge and they'll win. You see the way Sam Curran bowled his cutters and asked them to hit in the longer part of the ground. The length was that he'll have to pull the ball, and rather than hitting it down, they kept hitting it up in the air, and those 3 wickets that were lost. Between Shadab, a well said Shadab, Shan, and then the next batter Nawaz as well. That really killed the momentum. Otherwise, we were thinking it was a 150, 160 chase.
Tactically, Shantan, yes, I mean that's exactly what Jose Butler had done entirely throughout the tournament. His captaincy, his field placings were actually on the spot. And if you realize today also, he first, I mean, had pushed the fielders down to the boundary line, and when he saw that there were those extra twos that Pakistanis were taking it out, he suddenly brought them 15 yards or 20 yards into the ground. So they were actually not standing towards the edge of the circle. Even Liam Livingston, for those two catches, if he would have been standing at the edge of the circle, assuming that the batsman would have cleared the field, he would have actually not reached out for that ball. He was actually about 10-15 yards inside the boundary line, and hence it was a comfortable. But yes, Sam Curran, I mean, used these conditions perfectly. Chris Jordan bowled well. So it was all. I mean, we all knew that England. Surprisingly, if you look at it, I mean, Adil Rashid had also bowled one brilliant over where he took out Babar Azam and gave that extra maiden. I mean, how well the England have bowled this particular T20 is something really special, and rightly so. Sam Curran became the man of the match and the series because he is one person probably who England were depending it out to take wickets at the start, at the middle, and maybe towards the end. So I mean, with Archer out, I thought, and Wood probably was not bowling that much of a depth. Sam Curran was that X factor for them to bowl that left armers in the end overs, and he has proven that absolutely right for the England team.
Yep.
And before anyone any more questions, I think we need to say that remember the name. It's Ben Stokes.
It's Ben Stokes. It's Ben Stokes. Absolutely. And that's why while he was out from cricket in between, he actually didn't come with a lot of match practice to be honest. But his friend Josh Butler absolutely wanted him because they have a method actually to the madness. If you see, everyone goes slam bang, but they still have someone coming, as Devankur mentioned. Even if they were, I think, chasing 170, 180, he would have still played those first 15, 20 runs, almost
Absolutely.
run a ball and then try to
Absolutely.
string a partnership either side, either with, the Hells or the Butlers or with the lower middle order.
Moeen
So,
Ali or Livingston
correct.
could be. But I think that, and that is why if you realize, Shantan, even the 2019 World Cup final and even today's final, although the target was not that big, it was a tricky target, and his wicket on either side, even in that final or today, could have actually taken the momentum completely towards the opponents, especially today. I mean, I won't say that much in 2019 World Cup. Yes, of course, that also a very important, crucial one. But today, for sure, because Pakistanis, as Debanku said, was, I mean, the fast bowlers were bowling brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. It
Yeah.
was just a matter of time. Ben Stokes had to, Ben Stokes wicket, and probably Pakistan would have actually won the game. And he
Correct.
was
And
standing tall.
yeah. And then coming to the fast bowlers, I know Pakistan lost. A lot of people will say that they come with a lot of luck playing to the finals. But their fast bowlers, Devanku, you mentioned about that. I'll so probably reach out to you only. So it says that it's true that your fast bowlers do hit for runs because the faster they come, the faster they go. But they do make impacts in this kind of matches where the pitch has something for them, something that I think India missed because you don't have a true fast bowler. But in the other side, in Pakistan, you see all four of them can consistently bowl 145 plus, and they are clever as well. They'll bowl those slower ones. They'll bowl those occasional fast bouncers. They have a lethal Yorker as well. So an absolute complete side have if they get their batting sorted.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's the question mark for them. The batting. I mean, they're very clueless when it comes to batting, and they're that much clear in their head when it comes to bowling. So, Babar Azam, he does this captaincy pretty well. I mean, he rotates his bowlers well, and that too because he's got so many options of fast bowlers at his disposal. You have Shaheen Afridi to open your bowling with, and to pair him with, he has got a Naseem Shah who can swing the ball in. That's his natural length or a natural swing, and he's got Haris Rauf. And whatever we speak of Haris Rauf would be actually falling short of explaining that guy's brilliance all through the series. I mean, he has been playing in Australia. He's brought that experience back onto this. And I think he was the mainstay of the Pakistani bowling for this tournament. And he was brilliant. I mean, you'll have to actually give it to him the way he brought Pakistan back into this match. When the score was 137 and the way England batted, I thought, I mean, it'll be a cakewalk for these Indians. But the way Shaheen Shah Afridi came out, I mean, he looked gingerly again, mid innings injury, and it got aggravated. But Shaheen Shah did not look 100%. But the rest of the guys, even without 100% Shaheen Shah Afridi, he was so brilliant. He was still picking wickets, right? But Haris Rauf, hats off. Naseem Shah went for 15 runs in his first 14 runs in his first over, and the way he came back, the way he was, pitching the ball at the length and taking those balls out, and the guys were clueless. The Phil Salt and this guy Ben Stokes were clueless against him. So these guys actually breathed fire. I mean, they were brilliant, so to say.
Correct.
Another point I would like to say is when Gopal said that Josh Butler had been very good in captaincy, Babar Azam has been very good in captaincy, but your bowlers also need to live up to the captaincy. If you have a shorter boundary on your squares and you are pulling in a spinner, you cannot bowl short like an Akshar or a Ashwin has been bowling. Therein, even if the best captain cannot do anything, even if you have 11 fielders on the field, you need to be bowling with your heads, which the Indian bowlers fail to do. And their bowlers, I mean, both Pakistan and England have done that brilliantly.
Yeah,
just one bit, Shantan, the Naseem Shah factor today in the first over when I think Josh Butler actually drove Naseem Shah for about 3/4 in the offside, or rather 2 in the off and 1 in the leg, if I don't remember it.
Yeah, that, Salt had inside edge 1 to the boundary.
Yeah, Salt had inside edge 1 to the boundary. The next over, I mean, the next couple of overs I saw of Naseem Shah, he was absolutely lethal. He was just, I mean, it was not about only fast bowling, wherein you just come and then just bowl it out. It was also fast bowling, backing up with swing as well, the banana swing. This was actually moving the ball out of, and probably Butler was struggling it out. The Haris Rauf, the edge that Butler got was actually the reason, because Naseem Shah had actually beaten Butler for about 5 deliveries in the previous over, and it was on the cards that Butler is going to get out. Similarly, so that is something that we Indians needs to. I mean, we'll have to figure it out. That how are we going to get those kind of fast bowlers who is not going to just come and just bowl fast, but also going to swing the ball both ways, or at
No, I
least
think,
one way.
or maybe I'll just disagree to the last part of it. I think we have swing. You don't get swing with pace. That's the problem. Had
Correct.
those ball that Butler and even Stokes. I think where there was
They're beaten. Yeah, they're
a
beaten.
DRS that was referred. If you look at that, if had it, those are all 145 plus.
Correct.
Those same deliveries at 130, 35, they would have played them. They would have actually pulled those balls. But at
Pulled it out. Yeah.
145, that
Correct.
same length, that bit of swing was actually causing struggle. On the bowling and coming to today's match, I felt that probably Babar missed a trick where I thought in the middle overs he could have got a couple of overs from Nawaz. It's a big ground, and England doesn't play spin well, and he needed bowl them fast. A bit of loopy left arm, especially the way you saw Adil bowl, right? Adil Rashid bowled a lot of flighted deliveries. He was not
Very
bowling
slow.
them fast. I thought he missed a trick. Probably he thought that okay, he has those four bowlers who will bowl 16 overs for them and Shadab. But this is where always, and this is what MS used to do brilliantly, irrespective of whatever team he had, whatever match situation, he would have always given Yuvraj and Raina 1 or 2 overs in the middle. So in case there are any concerns at the end, like an injury or one key bowler get hit for runs, he would not have a worry of giving someone like a spinner at the end. So do you guys think maybe Devankur, you think that it was a trick missed, not giving maybe a couple of overs to Nawaz?
Yeah, what happened then was like 10 over mark. I mean, if you're thinking to bring in Nawaz before the 10 over mark, I don't think so that would have been possible because of the way these guys, Shadab had bowled 3 overs, 2 overs by then. So they would not be bowling two spinners at tandem. That's what I thought was Babar's thought process. And then they needed only 61 runs of the last 60 balls. And the entire pressure was built in by Haris Rauf and Naseem Shah and 1 over by Mohammad and even Shadab. Like they created that pressure so much, and wherein Shadab's last over wicket and Shaheen was gone. Right, there was this cushion of 4 overs from Shaheen and from Haris Rauf, wherein Babar Azam was absolutely sure that 16 to 20 my best bowlers are going to bowl. If not, Haris I think had only one left. Mohammad Wasim would have bowled the other one. So he was very sure that these three guys would be his go-to men from 16 to 20. That injury actually, caused that thing to have, toppled that equation completely. And by then, yeah.
That's my point, and that injury was pretty freakish, right? I mean,
Yes.
someone taking a straightaway catch, and I always feel that Shine was never 100% fit, but he's such
Exactly.
a lethal bowler that even a 90% Shine is probably 120% of the other bowlers, and that is where you, as a team, know how his body is doing. Can he run fast? Will he, get injured if he dives a little here and there? And probably that. And I know, see, it's easy to speak on the hindsight right now that the match is lost. That okay, he could have done this, he could have done that. But Gopal, I think uh, clearly this thing is not working for Pakistan. Their opening duo is really strong, but the pace at which they make runs, more often than not, either they'll win matches by almost 8, 10 wickets when they're chasing those 140, 50. But playing against teams like England or good teams, easy wickets, their opening batter have that same format, something which is very common for us as well, right? But Babar Azam and Rizwan and the next person coming in, they cannot play a 6 run per over or a 7 run per over match and expect to win against big teams.
Shantanu. So I think that has been the weakness for Pakistan teams. You're absolutely right. And I think in a chase in a chase of match, they can probably win in by 10 wickets, which they have done it consistently actually, because they know the target and they know how much to score. But when you need to set a target, you need that kind, and that is where I thought the addition of Mohammad Haris was a very, very crucial move, because he was the batsman who was actually giving them that momentum to take that run rate from anywhere from 5 or 6 per over to say about 7 or 8 per over, because he used to come and just smack. He used to just score about 20-25 runs, but in those 10-12 balls, which used to shift the momentum for Pakistanis. Having said, you are right. I think they need they need a new opening batsman for sure. I don't think both of them is going to sustain in a longer period for time. Shadab Khan will be there. I think I won't be surprised if Shadab Khan becomes the captain now. If there's a huge change of Pakistan that is coming in, and if Babar feels that he's not the right person and steps down from T20s, I believe Shadab Khan will be the new captain for them, because he's that all-rounder that they are looking at it. And then there'll be the local people. But just to answer your previous question, Chandan, I always felt today in that after that Shaheen's injury, although you had two left-handers, I would have actually preferred a lefty, an orthodox lefty, rather than a part-time off. I would have really gone with Nawaz in that 5 ball spell. Probably would have tested her. I don't know. I'm sure it could have been a longer boundary from that end, but I would have still tested that piece.
Yeah, I can still imagine, Babar thinking that they're hitting with this, with the spin rather than for an offie you're hitting against the spin. So probably that was, and in fact his first three deliveries were pretty okay, right? Giving him single runs, and the last couple of balls, I see.
But it was
Yeah,
on the
that
cards. It was on the cards.
Yeah, but it's
moment,
about small margins, right?
True,
a bit miss it. The six that went, it could have landed in Babar's hand.
But the moment they saw the offie, Moeen Ali's and Ben Stokes' eye actually lit up. They knew that they had to. It was a make
at
or
that
break
stage
over.
they would have hit even Nawaz, and I probably would still think that it's a bad option to go for a spinner at that point, and that's all that they can do. Because the other way of looking at it is the match was in such a situation. Would you go for another fast bowler that you have? The only problem is that means that guy is going to bowl one ball less.
Shot. One ball
Yes,
shot, yeah.
but that could have been a gamble, because exactly what happened, right? If you give 13 runs of the remaining 5, your match is almost over. Even keeping those bowlers for the end is of no use. So I think this was close, and it only because of Pakistan they've really given that fight. Just imagine if 20 runs more, what could have happened, right? Now coming back to England, I think I was looking at this team, Devankur, 10 I think 10 or 11 batsmen, 10 or 11 players, and all of them can bat. And I think at one stage, I think Michael Atherton was saying that this is the culture that Owen Morgan has created. At one point, he was pretty ruthless. That event of dropping hells before the World Cup. And he actually went to the selectors. He said, I want players who all can bat and all can bowl. I need proper all-rounders. I need characters in the team. I need people who think positive, and I need people who can actually win match on their own as well. And then, people who are great fielders, who will not think in a different way. They'll all can bat at any position, can bowl at any position. And they created that. If you think of 2015 World Cup, they lost to Bangladesh. They were out. And after that, Owen Morgan picking up the reins of the captaincy, the team, and today they are actually the world champions in white ball and in both the formats. They're pretty much way ahead than the rest of the team. Probably the rest of the team probably can fight it out between themselves, but they are pretty much ahead of the game.
Yes, absolutely correct. These guys are creating the format for the rest of the teams to follow, and everybody's blindly following them. So if you take an example, even India is trying to follow what England does in test matches. They're trying to follow what England does in T20s. And we are blindly following it, and we are failing at that. So you'll have to be either very inventive on your own, try to find out your formula of victory, or else you'll have to, farm whatever chances that you have.
But where is India following it? They're coming to the media and they're saying they'll follow it like the politicians does before they vote. But where are they following it? Do you see the intent? I think I told you, just the couple of matches, the one that was lost against South Africa, everyone thought of hitting. And that was, at times I thought it was a little bit of a mindless hitting as well. And that second match in Asia Cup against Pakistan where they tried to attack. But otherwise, where is the intent? They say they'll do it. There is none, right?
Right. But the point is that they're trying to emulate the way these teams are created, like these many number of bowlers, two bowling all-rounders who are fast, and all that stuff, like what England template is, so to say. But yeah, as you've correctly pointed out, this is Owen Morgan's legacy completely. Butler
Okay.
accepts it. He's only been 6 months into this captaincy, right? As he accepted in the presentation, and very easy captaincy to be, getting into. Right? He knows that the team is set. He just needs to be on the field. One of those guys click for that particular day, and they win. Number 11
Just
batsman is an Adil Rashid who's got like 50s or 60s in test matches. Like this
He,
guy can also
Adil Rashid for records has 10 first-class centuries, by the way.
10 first class centuries, right? So
ju- ju-
this guy can bat. This guy can wield his bat. The
I
other
was
issue
actually
is, yeah,
good.
Gopal, just a
No,
minute.
good.
What I'm saying
Yeah.
is, with these spinners that they have, they're using batsmen to spin to get out an over. Like Liam Livingston, he might not feature well today, but Sam Currans, Chris Jordans, David Willies, not Mark Wood so much, but these guys can also bat if required, one down, two down. Chris Wokes for that matter. So
Moeen
they have
Ali.
created a Moeen Ali, of course. So they created a team wherein one guy falters, there's obviously the other one who's going to come up and play that innings for you. And let's not forget Ben Stokes. I mean, he's known to play in finals, right? So, but to give you a very crisp idea, like where I'm always bringing this comparison in, because at the end of the day, I'm an Indian. I'm trying to see how India can, take in pointers from these little points. Is we need to have a leg spinner. We need to have somebody, even if you cannot take wickets, who can bat. Can Yuzvendra Chahal? I mean, we are so very critical of the point that Yuzi was not picked. Could he have batted the way a Nadil Rashid or a Vanindu Hasaranga or a Rashid Khan has batted? No. The answer is no. Could he have fielded like Adil Rashid? Could he have taken that cotton ball that Adil Rashid took today? Could he have caught that ball that he took of Virat Kohli in the semi-finals? No. The simple answer is no. Yuzvendra Chahal cannot hold the bat. He cannot field well, and of course he'll get hit for runs. So he's a big liability. So we'll have to think way past Yuzvendra Chahal for that matter, and look into our domestic circuit and see whether we have any leg spinners or, for that matter, any wrist spinners. Left armer to left armer
Yeah.
is saying who can
Yeah,
also
I mean,
hit.
so no, I think, and I'm sorry just to interrupt you. This is actually an excellent point, Devankur, because the cricket has changed, the format has changed, and probably you'll give a bit of doubt, bit of leeway to the Indian team, thinking that in this tournament, Aksar was coming as number 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Your last 5 batsmen, you can almost get out for 10 runs and you cannot defend. And that is probably why they were not going slam bang. But that's your opportunity. You could have picked. You have a Shabazz who bowls left arm, and he can actually bat well. He plays for Bengal. He won a few matches for Bangalore as well. So I think this is a brilliant point that you need players at least in T20s these days. The more of the Deepak Chahars, and the others who
Shardul.
can at least give you the Shardul Thakur, who can at least give you 15, 20 runs. You still remember that innings that Bumrah and Shami played, though it was in the test match, that it was because of their runs that India won. So, Gopal, I think, the T20 World Cup is over now. And in about a year's time, we're coming to the 50 overs World Cup, right? So, there is going to be a big shift. I was just looking into the schedule for India in the next 12 months running into the World Cup. And while there are T20s here and there is a lot of one-day cricket
ODIs.
coming back, which was not there in the last couple of years. So each and every team has to rediscover themselves, because it's not easy suddenly to bat from a 20 over mindset to a 50 over mindset, where it comes with its own set of challenges, and there is a beauty in one day cricket of pacing the innings and all.
True, Shantan. I think we are again going back to the 50 over format now for the next 1 year or so, where we'll not see, apart from those IPLs and CPLs, we may not see so much of T20s tournaments that actually come good. And next year's, I mean, every other team would start realizing that the next year World Cup is in India, and I think it is somewhere in October and November as well. So you will have those. I don't think you will have those slow pitches where I don't think it would be a very, very high scoring flat batted deck pitches. It will give you something for your spinners throughout those 50 or 100 overs. And hence it is extremely important, as Debanko rightly said, for India, similar to the 2011 World Cup, wherein you had those people like Yuvraj Singh, Dinesh Mongias, and your Suresh Rainas. You need the middle order with batsmen who can actually bowl you those extra. And because it is a 50-over match, you need, I mean, the 2 overs is not going to be suffice. You might actually want people to bowl about 4, 5, 6 overs, so that your fast bowlers don't need to bowl those 10 overs of their quota completely. Because I mean, in case they get injured or they get smacked, you don't have a backup. So I think it is ideal time for Indians to look for those players. I'm sure there are a lot of players in the pipeline. I mean, at least to name a few, I think Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, Washington Sundar. Maybe I'll want Natarajan to be back in ODIs. So these are the players that I'm looking for a complete changeover. Of course, I mean, Rahul, I'm not very sure about his thing, but considering his form the last few months, I don't think he should actually be playing the 50-over World Cup. And you need fitter players. Mark no means, I think that is something that Dhoni has always gone with, and probably that is the right thing. In ODI cricket and T20 cricket, you more than the players who actually are going in by historical performances, you need more fitter players. You need players who can actually save you those runs and give you that additional bit in the fielding as well. So
and take those special catches, as they say, catches win matches.
Win
Though it was the
matches.
other way around for
Even
Pakistan today.
even otherwise, you see, even if they don't end up taking catches today. I mean, if you look at it today also, Shantan, and we were chatting it out in our group. If you remember, there was one bit wherein I think Harris Raw was injured, and the next over when he came into the field, he had to run completely from long on to the deep mid wicket and save a boundary, and that was an outstanding piece of fielding. So that intent has to be there.
So Gopal in between didn't get the joke, as I said that, as they say, catches win matches, but in case of Pakistan today, they took the catch and that lost them the match because Shaheen got injured.
The Brooks catch.
So
Brooks was actually struggling today. I mean, had he played some more time, probably he would have eaten up some more balls.
He was actually probably one good shot away to come back to form. But with this, I think we'll come to the end of our show. It was good chatting it out with both of you on World Cup. But before I leave, a couple of quick questions for you where I need just one word answer, no explanations, because I think we're running out of time. Devankur, who's your best batsman, best bowler and player of the tournament? I've not seen the presentation by the guys.
And one more, Shantan, one more. And the moment of the World Cup.
Okay, let's talk about the moment of the World Cup. So
Devankur.
Only the moment of the World Cup?
No,
four.
No, you say talk about all this four. So.
Best batsman Virat Kohli. Best bowler, I think Harris Rauf. What was the third question you had?
Who's your player of the tournament and which is the moment of the tournament?
Moment of the tournament would be that Virat Kohli straight flick Harris Rauf for a 6, and the player of the tournament for me personally has to be Virat Kohli, with the way he got back into form and played in all the matches.
Okay, Gopal.
Best batsman, of course, it was Virat Kohli. Best bowler, I would actually probably want to give it to Shadab Khan because of the turn that, I mean, the spell that he had bowled throughout the matches, even today probably. And player of the tournament, I thought Sam Curran was the right choice because he was bowling. He was bowling brilliantly in all the matches that he had played, and hence he's the right choice for me. And
he never batted.
He never got an opportunity to bat. Let us do that. He never got an opportunity to bat. And,
I think Devankur, it's okay to pick a bowler as
well.
Okay.
The
tournament is
the moment of the tournament, I actually had to tie between two moments. I think the Virat 6 of Harris Rauf definitely, and the Glenn Phillips catch. I think that was out of the world. They say that
I should have.
You see once.
I gave a precursor that you have no time for explanations. But quickly, I should have asked both of you, which is your moment of the tournament, which is not an Indian moment? Because I know we follow so much, and that's how our passion comes in. So anything other than
What are
those two
yours?
moments,
What are
because
yours?
even I would have said that's the moment of the year, moment of the tournament for those two sixes. But what
I
is
think
other
that
than that, Devankar?
Zimbabwe run out last Zimbabwe's last ball run out, wherein the keeper almost fluffed it, but
That's
still
great.
picked it up and then got Shaheen Afridi run out. Would be the moment of the tournament for me.
Gopal?
Uh, I don't remember a moment like that. I mean, I'll have to, as I said, probably if it has to be moment, I said right. Moment of the moment was, to me, was that Glenn Phillips catch. I think that catch was something.
Vandermarva
Huh?
catch of David Miller.
Vandermeer catch.
Vandermark catch.
Vandermeer catch. Yeah. Vandermeer
Yeah.
catch. Yeah.
See, I think I would
Panther
say
hot shirts.
the moment for me would be Netherlands defeating South Africa,
South
because
Africa
that actually turned a
opened up
lot
the
of
gate. Yeah.
equations, right? A
Yeah.
lot of things would have been different. The results could have been different. I think I would go for the best bowler as Sam Curran. I'll probably go the best batter. Obviously, there is no doubt Virat Kohli. Probably the player of the tournament for me would be Surya Kumar Yadav, just because there is not a lot of competition in the semis and the finals. If you see, it still in a way was one-sided, and all of the players, others, we either teams have pretty much played the kind of player cricket that they play. But Sky actually defined. He still didn't score runs on the crucial matches, but the way he played, he is the player to watch out for a lot of teams. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you like whatever we presented so far this tournament. But we are coming back again in the next bilaterals, though we keep saying that bilaterals has no value. Thank you for watching us. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. This is Shaitan signing off on behalf of Gopal and Devankur. You were watching just another cricket podcast. Have a good night.
Bye bye. Good night.